Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show how I turn one of these cheap little Chinese elms into one like this. Either over rock, or that one is like beside a rock, or I have this one over a statue. Now all these trees, and I have a few more, all started life out like this. I got this today in Tesco's for €15. Just a cheap little Chinese elm, and like I said, that's where these started their lives. As you can see, you can make some pretty nice big trees out of them with a bit of interest by putting them either on a rock or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do with this little guy today. I'm just going to show how I do it and what is the process in doing it, just so that if you do buy a little tree like this, €15, now you can just make it look a little bit more interesting and give it a bit more, because at the moment it looks pretty ugly to me, just tangled up roots sticking up out the pot. The top we'll work on over the years, and we'll create that into whatever we want, but we need to sort out these roots and either like that decide on what we're going to plant them on or next to or something, just to give them a bit more of character. Okay, so I'll put these other bigger trees back out and we will get cracking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take it out of this pot, get it out of this compost, because this tree will be going outside and living outside. So we don't want all this peat and stuff on it. Now, not the best time of year obviously to be doing a job like this, but for the sake of the video and the fact that it's Chinese elm, they're normally pretty hardy trees and I don't normally find any problem working on them. I try not to unless I have to, but I definitely wouldn't leave it like this, because like that it will be living outside. So we will clear off all these weeds. I probably won't do any root work on it unless I have to fit it into the whatever I'm planning on doing with it, but I'm planning on hopefully keeping all the roots for now. See, the roots are not really a lot of growth on them because they're just stuck in this dry soil indoors. That's why the leaves are a lot darker than the leaves on my trees, because it's been grown indoors in a shopping centre and they're treated pretty harshly. They actually had 4 of these and the other 3 were practically dead because there's no water at all on them. This one was a little bit damp, so it's just about surviving. Okay, I'll go and wash the roots. I don't want to damage them by ripping them apart too much, so if I wash them I can probably do it a little bit more delicately. So I'll go and do that and we'll come back then and have a look. Okay, so the next thing I need to do now, I've got the roots all cleaned out, and this one might be a problem because it's crossing over, but we'll just have to see what we can do with it. I will take out them lower branches there. These little ones that are growing in here, because they're just going to get in the way. So I'll just take them off. Now, what I need to do is decide what I'm going to do with it. So I have a few choices here. I have this big rock here that I could possibly plant the tree on. put the roots down the side of it. So if you imagine a tree sitting kind of against the rock like that, which might be nice. We'll have the roots growing over the side of the rock on both sides into the soil below. That's one choice. And another thing I have here is this stone here, which is in this kind of tray. I could again wire it in, have it so it's sitting on top of the tree, on top of the rock, kind of up here, and get the roots growing down into the pot. But I think this is calling out for something a bit different. Another thing I have is this little like house cottagey thing, what do you call them? Whatever they're called. And you could possibly plant it on top of that. You know, if you imagine it growing and you're filling it all in with soil and moss. I used to have this on in a planting before, and I had it all packed up high with soil and moss here and on the top, and a little path to it, so it's like a little hobbit house. And I have like a dragon statue. We could maybe again wind the roots in around it, plant it on top of that. Something like that. Or I have this smaller rock, which again I could plant it on it somehow and get the roots growing over the rock and into the soil on it there. So the next challenge is going to be deciding which to use. So I'm going to have a look at them, see which ones it fits in better with, and then we'll make a decision. And I'll see is there anything else that I have that I could use, but we'll see. Okay, so I'll have a look and we'll come back. Okay, I think I've decided to go with this rock. When you have a tree like this, you can see how bad it is, how bad this root base is. So you want to try and find something that makes it look natural, like it's grown there and it's growing like this for a reason. So let's see, I've got this kind of cut out here and this little shelf up here, so it actually fits nicely in there, and then I can put the roots around, and if I plant the rock like that, it actually looks like the reason why the roots are all curved and gone down is because of this piece of rock. So I think I'm going to go with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach the tree itself here to this rock, and then we'll work on the roots afterwards. Okay, so it's going to be blurry. Focus. Okay, I've got a length of wire here, put a piece of air hose tubing on it. So what I'm going to do is just want to decide now on which side I want these roots to go. Maybe we could take this bottom one to that side. Bring this one to this, and then I think they're both on this side maybe. Before I tie it, I just want to make sure I have the roots on the side I want them. So I think, yeah, I'll keep these two on this side. Okay, so I'm going to try and secure that now, nice and tight to the rock. Just find a bit of a groove in the rock that you can lock it into. And tighten that on. Okay, so that's roughly in the right place, I think. Looks pretty good. Might need to go down that way like slightly, but it's okay, we'll do that. Okay, let's cut the end of that off now. Push it down. Okay, so now we've got the rock in place. What I might do is I will just give the roots a spraying. Just keep them wet. Now I want to place my roots. This one again, a bit awkward, but we will bring it back this way. Make do with what we got, as I always say. So maybe these 1 and 2 we'll bring back here. I'll bring these like this. So if we attach them like that, and on this side we have a couple. You want to try and put a couple on either side so it locks it onto the, when they grow and they attach to the rock, then the tree won't fall off. It'll be gripped on both sides. Okay, and the rest of these I think we can put down there. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with. Now we need to decide what we're going to tie them on with. I usually use some grafting tape. Look, see how it works. It's not the easiest stuff to work with this, because it's I want to try and get them. See, it doesn't it doesn't stick, so the first time you go around it's not easy, as you can see. Come on, stay there. Let me wire off. It's a bit fiddly at the start, but once you get it. Fix the tree a bit now because it's moved. Just going to lift it up slightly, so we'll shove that back down into place. Just trying to push against the rock. Now I only want to try and attach to the top of the roots, not down the bottom, because you want these to be able to keep growing down, get into the soil and do their stuff. Okay, I'm just going to cut that there now, and if I can get a bit of tape of some sort. Why do I never think of getting the stuff ready before I start? Okay, we got some of this cloth, sticky cloth tape, because this stuff tends to, it doesn't stick together great. It's and like cling filmy, and then eventually it will just come loose. As you can see, the bottom bit has already come loose, the start piece. So I'll just put one run of that around just to keep it secure. Okay. Okay, so we're starting to get there now. This now needs tightening up again. And hopefully in a short length of time we'll be able to take that wire off and the roots will have gripped on. Like I say, you want to try and get the roots so they're all the way around the rock, so that way then it will, once it's locked on, it will stay locked on. So that'll be the front, like that, something like that. So now we need a pot to put it in. So let's have a look what we've got. I'll have a look and we'll come back. Okay, so I found this pot. Seems good enough. It's a good deep pot. So just put a bit of drainage cloth in the bottom. It's over each hole, and then we'll put a base layer of soil in and scoops. Okay, now we'll stand our tree in. That's a good sized pot for this. The roots are just nicely in the soil there, below the soil line, just about. Now what I want to do is level up the pot. Level up the tree in the pot, I mean. So I want it, well, there I think. That looks good. It's down into the soil. Okay, fill that in. Just a little bit of slow release fertilizer into the soil. Just a little bit, just to keep it along a bit. Pile this up as high as we can get it around the tree. Work that in a bit. A couple of roots here. I need to bring them down a bit there so they're actually in the soil. I'll just put a bit of moss or something over them just to keep them growing down into the soil. And like I said, I would not be doing this with any big expensive trees this time of the year. This is just to show how I would take a kind of ugly, cheap Chinese elm and start it off on its bonsai journey, giving it a little bit more character in that. Now I'm just going to see if I can bank up a bit more around the rock, just where the roots are. try and give them every bit of help I can. Okay. Now, so the top of the tree itself, we won't do anything with right now. We'll just let it recover now, and then we'll work on styling it. And I think an umbrella kind of a style will look nice on it. We'll just take it out now and give it a good watering, and hopefully all will be good, and it'll be on its way. And we'll leave it on that rock for the year, like that, in this pot. And next year we'll lift it. We'll take it out the pot, either put it back in the pot or put more soil below it so it's raised, and you can keep doing that year by year, or see how well it grows. If all the roots are at the bottom, you could lift it right out and put it in a shallower pot. But for now, and for this year, we'll just leave it as is. We'll keep it well watered, and like that eventually these roots will all thicken up and lock onto the rock, like secure themselves onto the rock. Now it has a reason why it grew like this. I'm not sure about this big root, how we can explain that one, but either that or cut it off, and if you cut it off then it would be really ugly, so at least this gives it a little bit of a thing, but we'll just have to leave that one. These roots around here, I might just put another little bit of tape around the back here just to shade out. There's a few young roots just under the plastic, so I'm just going to put a piece around there just to keep them in the dark. Okay, so that's it for this one, guys. That's just to kind of show how I start my Chinese elms, and give them a bit more character, make it look like they're not just a simple little tree in a little blue pot. You can do something a bit better than that. So as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, drop any comments below, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.